cause and other facts. What is the Rape of Nanking? The Rape of Nanking is a massacre that occurred over 6 weeks between December of 1937 to January 1938. This dispute was between Japan and China. Although there is not an accurate number of deaths, it is estimated that 300,000 Chinese citizens were murdered and over 20,000 women were raped. China and Japan were engaged in the Second Sino-Japanese War for approximately 5 months before the attack. The Japanese had a successful victory over the Chinese in the bloody fight in Shanghai. This prompted the Japanese army to head for the capital. At this time, Nanking was the capital of China. December 13th, 1937 was the day the Japanese troops descended on Nanking and began their rampage. The many mass executions that occurred devastated their society. Men and some women were beheaded in the street. Many of these beheadings were done in a traditional way. The men would bend down, be bound, and brought to their knees. The executioner would then use a sword to decapitate them. Other than swords, machine guns were primarily used. In some cases, people were burned alive or killed with poisonous gas. Many women from the city were raped in gruesome ways. Some even were subjected to being gang raped. The Japanese soldiers were particularly vindictive when they forced fathers to rape their daughters and sons to rape their mothers in front of family members before ultimately being killed. The Japanese destroyed, burned, and looted more than 1/3 of the buildings in the city. A group of businessmen and missionaries attempted to set up a neutral area of Nanking to protect its citizens. This was known as the Nanking Safety Zone. After the Chinese government abandoned Nanking weeks before, they advised citizens to remain in the safety zone. This area only provided a limited amount of protection, as the Japanese troops were able to penetrate the area and terrorize the citizens there. You may ask, was there any Chinese resistance? Chiang Kai-shek, the leader of the Chinese Republic during the massacre, ordered a resistance movement to stop the Japanese from moving south. The Chinese force was able to delay them for a period of 13 days. They were ultimately defeated, and those who were unable to escape were forced to surrender or killed. Why did this attack occur? Japanese soldiers accused Chinese soldiers of using guerrilla warfare. The Japanese soldiers received orders from Matsui Iwan, who was the commanding general of the Japanese Central China Front Army, to invade and capture Nanking and inhibit the Chinese soldiers from engaging in guerrilla warfare, which affected the Japanese soldiers. What role did Japanese culture play in provoking the genocide? Japan's former emperor, Meihei, modernized the imperial army, but many of the officers and soldiers were recruited from the samurai warriors. Japan's samurai culture was established early in history and flourished in the 15th and 16th centuries. These warriors pledged absolute loyalty to their country and leaders and would do anything to please them, including killing innocent children. In conclusion, this was an awful event that was the extreme result of conflict between two countries. Many Japanese leaders were held accountable for their crimes they committed against humanity, which was taught to be the same as the planned Nazi genocide. The crimes that Japanese committed became a symbol of Japanese evil, and up to today, it is still on the minds of many.